what's going on tomorrow too. Because
Top Lobster Productions.
Neph to America is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Neph to America.
No
your
gays
culture
in the chat.
That is
We're kicking the
unbelievably
gays out the
gay.
chat.
Qui-Gon, you cannot start a show like that. That's very insulting. Neph to America, your cultural commentary for the end of days. I am David Lee Corbo, a.k.a. The Raven. That's Top Lobster, the father of disinformation.
What's up?
And before we get into today's show, that does not have Chaney. I want to bring it to you guys right off the bat. Unfortunately, she
What do you
couldn't.
mean? I thought she was coming.
She's not going to know.
You promised me.
I don't know what happened.
You called me this morning.
I was promised Chaney 3,000 years ago. And here we are. So you have to tune in for another episode.
Fucking
All I got was this Patreon.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Sign up there. Early access to episodes, ad-free listening experiences, access to communities of dangerous retards on Telegram, on Discord, and on Twitter. Also, once you get into that Discord, we got a weekly Bible study that has nothing to do with us and everything to do with the community coming together and looking at scripture. So if you want in on that, let me know. I'll send you the link or whatever. Also, discount codes off of merchandise from toplobster.com, and tickets to Bohemian Grove are there. Do we have a button for that? Oh man, it's so much better than the air horn, dude.
The air horn was getting a little it was scratching my ears too much.
Yeah, it was
right?
a little abrasive, a little bit old. It's nice to have something different. August 8th, Wildwood, Florida. Come and hang out. See performances from not only Nephilim Death Squad, but also you're going to be able to peruse and schmooze. I don't know what the word is. Rub shoulders with some of your favorite content creators. We have a long list of people.
Will Chaney be there?
Chaney will be there. Well, she says she'll be there. We'll see how that goes. Ed Mabry, Dr. Heather Lynn, the guys from Hidden in Plain Sight, Paranoid American, Chaney, Brian of Demon Erasers, Jake and Jeremiah from Skiba News Network, Laura Baker, Dave of Isaac's Army, Bill and Ted from the Phone Booth Podcast, Doc Brown, Seth Kicklighter, Steven of the Biblical Hitman. The list goes on and on and on. And that was actually a pun because we're going to talk about that guy that died or didn't die.
Yeah, apparently I'm supposed to know that song as well. So I don't know, whatever.
Oh, we're going to get into it.
Let's get into it. What are we doing here
Well,
today?
before we even get into it, how was your weekend?
I'm tired. It was tiring.
Oh?
I was up. Oh, you know why I'm tired? I know why I'm tired.
What is it?
I was up early. I was up late on Saturday watching the Knicks game, which I don't watch sports
Why are you
ball.
watching the Knicks?
It was a good game. I watched it because I decided to do my full Goyslop this weekend.
Yeah, the whole Goyslop Buffet. Okay.
And now look at me. Look at me.
You look tired.
Nancy, put it on me.
Good job,
tired.
Nancy.
I'm tired from the Goyslop Buffet. But
Nancy,
man,
say hi. All right.
All right, then. Yeah, the Goyslop Buffet has me a little bit worn out. The Knicks game was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was worth it. Probably wasn't worth
Probably
it.
wasn't worth it.
And then I watched the ultimate Goyslop.
Yeah,
The
we were
ultimate fighting
dealt
slop.
up the ultimate fighting slop. I was very excited for that fight and or for that entire card, and admittedly, I didn't stay up for the whole thing. I will say I got tired, man.
boss.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
I was doing this for you guys. I was
So we would have
watching-
something to talk about.
Yeah, and now I can't talk.
We were
because
supposed
I'm
to go
so
see
tired.
fucking Disclosure Day, and Saturday I woke up and the prospect of it was daunting.
I saw there was a bunch of text messages, and I apologize to the people I didn't answer. I'm very tired.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you want to see this today? And I was like, I got a lot of slop to watch. You want me to put more slop on top of my slop?
I did watch some slop. I watched.
Sloppity slop.
I tried to watch The Legend of Skinwalker Ranch, which I did not realize, or The Secret of Skinwalker
Is that
Ranch.
slop too?
It's slop. It's History Channel slop and History Channel Goyslop. And I'm realizing that. So first off, it's 6 or 7 seasons long, which that's just too many seasons. So I watched some of the first episode and said, for fuck's sake. And then I skipped to
it's a whole lot of nothing.
It's a whole lot of nothing. I will say, very strange. Check this out. First episode of the 6th season, these guys now have enough money. And I realized what they did. It's impossible to get serious funders. So make it TV.
Yeah. Get
your funding that way. So they are doing cool shit.
It's just one big science experiment after another.
That's exactly what it is.
I think the coolest part, I watched like maybe the first season into the second season. First season, they had a cow mutilation. Second season, they come back to it, episode 1 or something like that. And the cow is just, it's not decaying in the field.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like worms won't touch it. It looks like beef jerky.
It's like the apples from the supermarket now.
Yeah. The hide is still on it. The eyes are still petrified. It's crazy. It's not normal.
Yeah. So what they did was they took they drilled into a plateau. I forget what the expression for this is. It's like a it is a plateau, but there's a different word where you can like stand on a cliff and overlook the valley. But they took a core sample from the drilling that they did.
They're not supposed to drill there.
Whatever. That was like, I saw that on episode 1. Yeah. This idea that you're not supposed to dig there.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What I will say is the one dude, the Mesa, thank you. His the guy was like, I don't want to dig here, and they're like, why the don't you want to dig? And he
goes, I got a tumor last time I did.
and what it did was it tore my scalp away from my skull, all around my skull, and the doctor didn't know what it was, and I almost died. And you go, all right, well that's fine.
There's definitely something going on there.
Yes, there is.
They shouldn't be digging there.
When they dug, they didn't give I don't know if anybody got cancer from this one. They pulled out this core sample. Inside of it, there was a piece of ceramic. I don't know how deep. Hundreds and hundreds of feet into the mesa is where they drill. This ceramic is artificial, and it has lattice. Perfectly spaced, clearly artificial lattice all over the surface of it. And that's really weird. I mean, you dig 500 feet into the face of a mesa or whatever the fuck's going on, and you pull out something that is clearly artificial. I go, that's really cool. I like it. So I watched it. The reason I watched it is because Steven Spielberg said, I took a lot of inspiration or that show is really interesting and has to do with the movie that we didn't end up watching.
Oh, really?
So I watched that Goyslop. Then I watched an hour and 20-minute breakdown of for I don't know, the umpteenth time in my life.
Maybe we should just watch Alberino do his breakdown on Disclosure Day. I'm sure he has it.
He will say verbatim exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And, he won't give any commentary. But I did watch Ceramic Lettuce. Yes, thank you, Atma. A hour and 20-minute breakdown on I Pet Goat 2, which is maybe the 10th time I've done that in my life. And fascinating. It really is fascinating. I'm so convinced that production was nothing but a communication, a symbolic communication to the elites to kind of let them know whatever. That comes out so early. I don't remember when I Pet Goat hits the internet, but it's very early, and you're still pulling shit out of it today. So I did a bit of that, and then I got into the real Goyslop, which was the UFC. And I got to say,
you missed sections of Goyslop, which was basketball.
Yeah.
Man,
did you feel a compulsion to go out and burn the city after?
No, not at all.
No?
I watched it, and then when it was done, I was like, turn the TV off. That was it.
Yeah.
I was just like, no feelings. It was an exciting game, but
who was it against the Spurs?
Yeah, the Knicks against the Spurs.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, what a comeback victory.
Knicks Spurs.
And then I thought about it, and I said, there's not much really here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like they're celebrating and carrying on. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, good job. And I don't want to be that guy either. That's like, good job at your sports ball victory. But at the end, when I'm looking at the world as a whole, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I mean, you won a game. The world's ending. You won a game, though. I guess it's kind of cool. But then I was kind of hyped for the UFC victory, so I guess I'm a hypocrite.
Well, the UFC event felt much closer to the end of the world. It felt like it was acknowledging that the world is ending. You know what I mean? Whereas like sports, like basketball is happening. It hasn't changed its nature. Really tall black guys putting balls in hoops.
Yep.
And even though the world is clearly, it's like there's an impending asteroid and they're still doing it. Whereas the UFC goes, well, if the asteroid's coming, let's do it on the lawn of the White House.
It's kind of crazy.
And you feel like at least, oh, good. We're acknowledging.
There's actual stakes to the UFC too. It's like, I don't know. I was watching the basketball game. There's a guy that's
brain damage,
8 feet tall. Yeah. There's a guy that's 8 feet tall and he's just like fouling people, like ridiculously fouling them. And I'm like, Yo, run into his leg.
Oh,
He'll
yeah, leg
snap his
kick him.
leg. Yeah, whatever.
Run into his legs.
They're like, this guy's a bully. I'm like, well, do something about it. You're on the court with him. He's jumping up. Flip his legs out from
Is
under.
this the guy they call Alien?
Yeah, it's the same guy. Dirty player. And I like a dirty player because it's like that means you want to win. So I'm watching him. I'm like, hey, if he's that big of a problem, and they were running through all of his
I like that about you. You go, I like a dirty player because that means you want to win.
I'm the kind of guy.
I admire that.
I'm the kind of guy to slide into second base with my, with my cleats up. I'm the kind of dude where if I'm playing third and you slide into third, I'm going to give you a hard tag and then give you a nudge. And if you fall off the bag, that's on you, player. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's crazy.
When I was pitching, I'll throw at your head. I don't care. Like, we're playing
yeah,
a game,
we're going to win.
But you also have to respect me. Like, there has to be a level of, like, you got a guy, I know this is not what the game is about,
go.
In college, you'll get a guy and he'll get real comfortable and you'll see he's comfortable because his legs and the way he's like just kind of
he's unthreatened.
You're unthreatened.
You should be threatened. There should be
definitely feel some sort. I'm throwing a rock at you.
If you're standing in front of me, I should see you alert and respecting my presence. Okay. Yeah, I get that.
So immediately I see that I'm throwing not at your head, but I'm throwing like here to make you feel,
hey, wake the f up.
Or that's this. This is mine here. You know, I don't know, basketball, they kind of did that. It was physical, but I'm like, if this guy's really like, he's throwing elbows, catching people, he's
then do something about it.
It's kind of frail. Oh,
what do you want?
Matt's here.
What do you want, Matt?
No, it's just a guy said he'll dress up as the guy.
Who?
And let you beat him up at Bro Grove. The guy you were going to beat up at Bro Grove.
What, is he going to dress like a lesbian? Not that one, no.
No, that lesbian didn't show up. That's fine.
So. Oh, okay. All right. I'll give you.
Oh God, we have a phone. Okay, here we go.
Give me 1 second. This is awfully greasy.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you for calling Nephilim Death Squad. This is David speaking. How can I help
good.
you? What up, dog?
Where'd you get that? Oh.
Yo, put it on speakerphone. So
okay, hold on. I gotta put you on speakerphone because hold on, wait. Okay, so you don't know if I saw you or on Instagram. Your name is what now?
Stop saying that I would dress up like FTFE and I'd let you beat me up for a few. I could probably do it for a couple of minutes.
It sounds like a girl.
Minutes, maybe. I got in the tank of getting beat up.
Well, FTFE doesn't really have a remark. I mean, you'd have to just do a faux hawk and look like a fat lesbian.
You know what? I might be able to pull up the fat lesbian because I have some good man titties on me.
Oh my God.
So
interesting.
Interesting man titties, you say?
I will be willing to eat a booger.
Oh no, come on. I wouldn't make you eat a booger. Only subhuman goblin lesbian men eat boogers. I wouldn't do that to you.
Sounds like it would be hilarious, but David, you can find. I have some music videos, brother. I'm pretty durable, man. I can't fight real good. I'm not like trained, but I'm durable, bro. I could get in there and trade for a while. You know
that counts for a lot. Durability is important.
Right. Huh?
I said durability is important. That counts for a lot.
Yes. I mean, if you can give me, I don't know, maybe go like 75, 80%. I know you can crack, so I'm not gonna act like I'm gangster like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well listen, I appreciate the offer. Something to think about. I gotta go, man. I'm doing a show.
All right, sorry, Bubba.
Okay, love you. Bye.
That guy just volunteered to get beat up.
I don't know. I don't know what the heck is going on, man. Life is weird.
Simp maxing.
No, that's not true.
I mean, I guess he tried to fight back, but it's just what a strange series of events this is.
Well, speaking of fighting, let's talk about this UFC event. Now, I know you and I are both disappointed because we had hoped that they would do our alien Goyslop event.
Yeah, didn't care really who won. Cared more about the results of the aliens. They didn't show up.
Big bummer. Big bummer. There was a lot of weirdness with it. It was weird to watch these guys do their walkouts from inside like the Oval Office.
It was too long. Some of them were walking out
very far.
I was actually getting a little nervous when they're walking down the stairs. I'm like, oh shit, like someone's gonna fall down these stairs here, and then this event's gonna be all.
Is your switcher not switching? What's going on here?
I don't know. It's just on you now.
I don't like
that. Very weird. Yeah.
So Nancy, camera 3.
Nancy, switch to camera.
Okay. Jesus. What the? Anywho, yeah, it was weird to watch them come out of the White House. That was very strange. It was weird to watch the in between interviews where they're just kind of announcing like the weather and shit like that, and to see guys just walking around in the background like with their coaches.
Yeah,
they had put mats down all over the floor of the White House, so they transformed every room in the White House, or at least the ones that we saw on
it's like warm-up training room. I think the Oval Office was a warm-up training room too. They walked out from the Oval Office, some of them, which is bizarre.
To go, Sam says not watching soccer either. To even consider watching soccer when that bizarre spectacle is taking place.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Like, people were mad at it. It's funny to see the people that were mad at it, because they are like, politics is their religion.
Yes,
so
and you're mocking their religion. Yeah.
It's kind of like clowns in a church, and I kind of get it.
Yeah, I get it.
But the larger scope and the reality of the situation is like, yeah, it's always been a clown show.
Sure.
This is a little bit of a clown show. I personally enjoy it because I'm a fan of the sport, but I get why people would watch it and be a little weirded out. It was strange. It was a surreal mix of Americana.
A lot of people, they called out like Idiocracy, because it was like and to be perfectly honest, you could not have put this in the film Idiocracy. We'd have said that's too retarded.
That's too retarded.
Like,
come on, dude, a fight on the White House.
We're gonna jump.
But I mean, they had
dirt
boxing.
Bikes off the. Well, that was really. It wasn't just the the fighting. It was like the spectacle of it. They're jumping dirt bikes.
Yeah.
On ramps on the lawn of the White House.
Well, I will say though, Trump knows how to throw an event.
It
or
was
at least
great.
Dana, it was great. There were no hiccups.
No.
Really. I mean, maybe one hiccup. But it wasn't even noticeable. They were like the audio got mixed up from like the live audio.
Oh, I heard that once. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but still, it's fine. I mean, what a great event. It was historic. It was fun to watch. It was amazing. It was just the bread and I think Jason Rink, he commented on this, the bread and circus that we deserve.
Oh man.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I said this to you on X. I said the UFC deserves to facilitate the alien psyop.
Yeah.
They have worked really hard at it. Soccer has been, one of your favorite
kicking
words.
The ball along.
Stagnant, right? That's one of your favorite. It's been stagnant
for
for a long time.
That's nasty.
Soccer's been stagnant. The UFC has not.
It's not my favorite word. It's just a good word.
It's a good word. It's accurate. Yeah. Some people, some things, some institutions. And so I think that the UFC absolutely deserves, if anybody was, deserved to psyop America, it's Dana White.
Yeah.
Dana White and Donald Trump have earned the right. I'm sure there's even a spiritual right that has been granted to them that they are now allowed to. So I'm a little bit disappointed that the alien baton wasn't handled to them.
It was it kind of makes sense thinking about it. The rest of the sporting events, baseball, football, basketball, it's all woke bullshit, and they've given into the woke bullshit. So Donald Trump has taken on the UFC as America's propaganda. That was evident. Like the flyovers of the F-35s
the jets,
or whatever.
Dude, yeah, always crushes.
But that's a Super Bowl kind of thing. So
yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but they did that with this, which was interesting. And then every commercial was either performed by Dana White or was some form of military propaganda. Like I watched a commercial and I was like, what the f are they selling me right now? And it's just like, America won't quit.
Servitude.
We won't quit. You think that we won't go to Iran and kill you all?
Yeah.
We won't quit. And I was like, that's cool. What do I buy?
Yo, hell yeah, dude.
That was really
code. It. That was really it.
You scan the QR code and you're like automatically enlisted to the military.
To go kill Iranians. Hell yeah, dude.
It was bizarre. I was like, what are we watching here?
Yeah.
It was a piece of Americana that'll go down in history, whatever's left of it. And major propaganda.
Yeah. Well, here, bring this up. This comes from one of our favorite Israeli spies and
Avi Loeb?
No, it's in Pool. So he goes, this is incredible. I checked the NOAA data, I guess North American I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like a weather thing from last night to make sure the massive storm front split in two over DC, or rather, sure enough. So when the event started, it started at 8 o'clock.
No, it started at 8:30. There was a slight rain delay.
Well, technically, the first fight didn't start till 9.
Yeah.
But the live stream starts at 8, and they're immediately telling you about the inclement weather. And dude, I gotta tell you, this is how much of a conspiracy theorist I am. I don't do any theorizing.
Yeah.
I see the storm as they're describing it, and I go, they have like weather shit. There's no way they're gonna split this. I literally said it in my head, they're gonna split the storm.
They let it rain. They let it rain before, and it delayed it for a little bit.
Because that builds up like suspense. That's good drama.
Yeah,
that's good drama.
And it also gives it that big game feel, like we're watching the clouds. You know, a baseball game. We might have to roll out the tarps. It's like, yeah, you ain't rolling out the tarps for this. This is on the White House. You decide. As a matter of fact,
when I was on the weather.
I was on my honeymoon in Aruba.
Yeah.
And the guy told me something, and I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I was like, "What the did you mean by that?" But I go, like, we rent a Jeep, and the Jeep has no windows. And I go, "What if it rains?" And he looks at me. He goes, "We know when it rains." And I'm like,
"What's that mean?"
What do you mean? Yeah, you know when it rains. Like,
was he Jewish?
And you know what? He was right. Didn't rain a drop.
All right. Well, maybe. What island is this? You just think like
Aruba, but it doesn't rain all the time in Aruba, but I'm like, you know, when
the tourism's so important in Aruba, like they've got a deal.
Yeah, they got a deal.
Like, no, we know, like we don't have a lot in Aruba, but we do have that weather shit.
Yeah,
because it's very important to us.
No, it doesn't rain here.
No.
You're good. You don't need windows here, dog.
We'll tell you when it's going to rain.
I was like, oh shit.
Well, for the audience who's listening, what we're looking at here is an image. It's a map, right? And you've got Washington in the middle, and you've got the sort of colorful.
This is an image of how Tim Pool spreads his butt cheeks
to expose Washington, D.C. That is kind of funny. It is like two cheeks spread, and then Washington, D.C. is the butthole.
The prolapse anus of this weather inclement.
But how, I mean, anybody who's going to look at that and say, what do you say to that? What a miracle. What a miracle. God really wanted this event to happen. Like, no, dude. They got a bunch of black people on the lawn that are cloud bursting.
100%.
You know, they telepathically make clouds dissipate, and it went right over. I mean, I knew there was no way that they were going to allow inclement weather.
You know what it's like? Because it was raining in the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
And it was probably, he probably like, get the weather colliders on the phone, and then they go up there and they just move the clouds.
Yep.
Like, we only need to move for 3 hours. There probably is regular weather patterns that happen.
Sure.
But they can probably manipulate them for a certain amount of time. Like, I don't know how much this would have cost America
I think they
to
just
do.
aimed some shit at the sky, and the clouds. I mean, if black people can cloud burst, you know, then 100% they have the technology at the White House to just aim it at the sky. And as long as that
were there any black people there? I guess Cyril Gahn was really the only one.
Man. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But and this also does come from our other favorite propagandist, Jack Posobiec, who is real sketchy piece of shit.
What did he say?
He said the storm the left was praying for suddenly parted as it passed over and missed Washington, D.C. completely. How is this possible? And
they parted the storm, guys.
They parted the storm. They parted the storm. I mean, that is really remarkable, and it's really fun. And I love that we have that little additional layer to this entire story, is that there was, like, I mean, a lot of people are going to overlook that, right?
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Inclement weather was coming, and then it wasn't. Oh, that's interesting. One of the posts that I had hoped to show got deleted. Interesting. So let's see. I don't even know. It's been deleted now, but let's bring this up. I thought, you know, in my estimation, this was one of the greatest moments, and I love Dave of Isaac's Army, and I love how he puts his logo, his
right
watermark right in the center of this screen. He's like, nobody's taking this shit. This is
Josh Hockett,
and this is his victory speech after beating Derek Lewis.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
So stupid.
I love that. That's so fun. Am I right, America? Dude? That, number one, obviously, good job to Josh Hockett. Great fight. Derek looked pretty rough, and he was getting real tired at the end of the first round, you know, and then from then on out, it looked like he was really on the ropes. But great victory speech. I didn't realize you had told me, because I wasn't aware of Josh Hockett, and you said, this guy's funny. People don't get it.
And he can fight too.
And he can fight, but he's very funny. And we watched, I don't know if we watched it on the show or if we watched it afterwards, where he was doing like the stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And it was actually really funny jokes. And I was like, I don't get why people aren't laughing. And then
it's all like time and place shit that he's doing. And it's like, it's very funny. He did a thing at the weigh-ins. It's just a smart thing to do. Like, you can be a heavyweight that can fight and nobody gives a shit.
Oh yeah.
But
why do people even know Derek Lewis besides the fact that he's been around for a long time and he's got
like his balls was hot.
His balls was hot.
Yeah, that sort of shit.
Mhm.
So that's that's part of the game. That's what you got to do. But Hockett was doing a thing too at just playing the media. They're so dumb.
Yeah.
At the weigh-ins, the ceremonial weigh-ins after he weighed in, he had some like bullshit in his mouth and he starts to like throw up.
Yeah, and I saw
act
people
like he was
reporting
drunk.
like he threw up.
The UFC's gonna allow him to fight. I'm like, yeah, this is just
You don't realize he just had shit in his mouth that he blipped out, you dummies?
you never explain the troll. Let the guy go.
Yeah.
And he crushed it. He went up there. He did what he had to do. He fucked up
Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of, I mean, I thought he was going to knock him out, and Derek looked like he was ready to take a knee.
You know who's going to get knocked out?
Who's that?
The YouTube viewers.
Oh, goodbye, YouTube viewers. We got to kick you the out of here. We'll see you, I don't know, in like a week or so.
7 weeks.
Faggots. But I think it is a really fantastic move to come out and say, Michelle Obama's a man. I just think that's hilarious. Did you see Joe Rogan's tiny tie?
Yeah, well, I think it's his big body.
Big body, tiny tie?
But something happened afterward that was kind of funny too. Dana White was like, I don't approve of these comments. I don't like
said
what
that?
Yeah. It's just
Well, he's got to do like plausible deniability type of deal. Like, I don't subscribe to any of that. Like, of course you do. It's very funny. You know that's perfect. It's perfect timing.
Yeah, but it is the perfect way to hide behind it. At the same time, this shit is happening. I think Sean Strickland got arrested. Do you have anything on that?
I do. I have that actually right now. So let's pull that up. So I don't know what I think about this. It does seem like really great theater, but
UFC
I also
dominating the news.
But I also think that Sean Strickland is that type of motherfucker that would really do this and get arrested. I mean, look, if you got removed, because what's the premise here? Champion removed from the biggest UFC event ever for criticizing a foreign government.
Champion not invited.
Yeah.
Showed up anyway and then removed.
Right. So here, let's let this play then. How cool would it be if Sean Strickland just started volume punching all these dudes? What do you want? Here you go. Your hands are wet. Huh? Great. All right. They put him in the back of the paddy wagon
with his cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's cutting promos from the back of the paddy wagon. You know, honestly, the hype for Strickland's next fight is huge.
Yeah.
Is huge because of this. So, yeah, it looks like more kayfabe. I don't want to be the guy that says everything is fake and gay.
But this is fake and gay.
Well, it's fake and not gay. It's fake and cool.
It's fun. Listen, just suspend your belief for a little, suspend your disbelief for a little while and have some fun.
Yeah.
Take off your Goyslop glasses
and enjoy the slop.
And enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. There was another moment that I wanted to talk about when it came. It's not another moment specifically from this, but this is interesting. I'm going to get into this little clip and see what you think about this. It just feels like so many of the things that we've talked about on this show for so long are now becoming everybody's favorite talking points. I'm not saying that we pioneered any of these thoughts, but we're just a little bit ahead of the curve constantly.
He's the Antichrist.
Whoa.
I said that within 2 minutes of him being shot in the head. I said that, and I believe Donald Trump was the beast of Revelation, shot in the head of Revelation 13:3, where it says the beast was fatally wounded, his wound was healed, and then he came back to make war with the saints, spill their blood, kill them all. For 42 months he would remain in power, and then the second beast would rise and make everybody take a mark on their hand or forehead, which I believe is the chip, and I believe that's Elon Musk. It's also said that the second beast, who I believe is Elon Musk, will deceive with fire from the sky.
And he's doing that.
SpaceX.
Yeah, there was just an explosion last week.
Come on, bro.
Holy
you gonna
crap.
tell me that Revelation ain't real? You gonna tell me these prophecies ain't real? How'd the Bible predict what we're going through right now? How'd the Bible know that they're gonna try to make us take a chip? It literally says in the right palm or in the head. He's the Antichrist.
That's a lot of fun. It makes me think about so this is Bryce Mitchell, and obviously he's a UFC fighter, and it just makes me think about when you are Dana White and you're trying to orchestrate, the biggest events in the world alongside the Antichrist, and you just can't get your
What's role in that?
Well, your employees are all over the place. Like this one's, shitting on Israel. This one's saying Michelle Obama's a man. This one's saying Donald Trump's the Antichrist. Like it's very hard to operate. You have a bunch of superstars that I think are a lot less wrangleable than WWE guys. Because WWE guys go in there and they know that this is a whole show and dance and they're supposed to, you know what I mean? Like play whatever card they're going to, or play whatever part they're going to play.
They're interchangeable because the outcome is predicted. This sport, the outcome is completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like, so that's actually the fun part. It's probably fun for Dana White too, because I love when he has guys that go on and he wanted them to lose.
Oh yeah, yep.
And then they win, and
like, you can see it on his face.
Bilal Muhammad beats I forget who he beat. I think he beat like Leon Edwards, and Dana White like throws the belt around him and he just leaves. Like doesn't he's like because he knows it's bad for business.
Yeah.
But then you get a guy like Sean O'Malley, or actually thinking about it afterward, it was set up beautifully, the cards, because it was kind of like win-win with Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria. And I love Justin Gaethje, but I was like, this is a bad matchup. Topuria will probably knock him out and retire him here. And in the end, it was a win-win for the UFC, because if Topuria beats him, it's just like, man, dominant fashion again.
Sure, yeah.
And if Justin wins, it's like, I didn't even realize the whole Americana shit behind it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now looking, I'm like, wow. That
Well,
was
they're
crazy.
called Goichi, right? Isn't that what they're calling him? I think so.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's fair, but
he just doesn't know. He's just a guy that's punching and kicking and choking. He's not really concerned about geopolitics.
I'm gonna show you who they're calling Goichi. Hold on.
But I think that it was a little bit rough because we kept having these Portuguese dudes win, or these Brazilian guys win, and then when they would like speak at the end, I had no idea what they were saying at all. A lot of dudes shouting out Jesus Christ, though, huh?
Yeah,
that was an interesting.
This is the guy that they're calling Justin Goichi.
Nice. That's
no, it's true.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
that's what he did to people. This is what this guy does to people. But yeah, he genuinely enjoys. Where the fuck is that picture at again? Because I know that they'll roll it up.
What
again.
Is he leaning into it?
Oh, that was a bad one. No, he's just a dude that enjoys fighting people.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on the bench, and I think that was from like I forget exactly which fight that was from. He's losing the fight, and they're like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah."
He's just wants to go back out there. Yeah.
And go kill the guy again. It's just, yeah, dude, the best.
You know, Bryce Mitchell is a guy that I would like to talk to. I don't think we've made any real effort to do that, but maybe we should try to see if we can get him on the show. I think that would be cool. I mean, a lot of it is sort of the same old stuff. Honestly, though, I think that's kind of where we find ourselves right now.
Same old shit. Recycling until something breaks off.
That's what we're waiting for something to happen. It's like we've examined the landscape, pretty aptly, and I'm just waiting for something to break so that we can go to the next stage of this whole thing.
Yeah,
whatever that is.
I don't know what it'll be, man. I already made my prediction. My prediction was for this weekend. Like you had a lot of stars aligning, right? But no dice, huh?
Yeah. I see. Well, we have some content. I don't want to get into that quite yet. Let me see real quick. Here we go. This is actually maybe along the lines of the sentiment that we just expressed. So apparently Joe Rogan snapped. I mean, I'm not saying that that's definitively what happened here. These types of posts can be salacious, but he's talking to Cameron Haynes, and I guess he's had it up to here with all of the deception, and he gets into it a little bit.
Sometimes it's like you just get fed up. You're like, where the are these Epstein files?
Yeah.
Who the is this? Why is this redacted? Yeah. Where is it? Who the killed JFK?
Right.
Like, come out with it. What the fuck? Who killed Charlie Kirk for real?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Why is that story so clouded in mystery? And why did they pave over the ground?
Yeah, I actually found myself being a little bit like, damn.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
That TRT shit ain't working anymore.
Nope. He's not doing anything for his cheeks.
Right after the shooting. What the is going on there?
See, now you're making me in a bad mood.
It's easy to do. Sometimes
now you're making me in a bad mood. I mean, in some ways, that's it. We're not coming at it from that angle. Like, I'm not all angry and shit at all, but I am like,
neither is Rogan.
No, I know, but that sentiment, I think, resonates with a lot of people that I don't want to be reductive in characterizing them, but like, if you're new to this shit and you haven't been staring at the the butthole of the abyss for a long time, you might be feeling something like what Rogan just expressed, which is like, let's go, show us the shit, tell us the truth. And it's like, I'm less worked up and I'm more just getting bored.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit bored, which sounds so shitty.
Which is the strange part too, right? Because Rogan he's been in this for longer than us, probably.
And sure.
So now you're mad?
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're saying that he loses his mind. He doesn't lose his mind. This is kind of like,
I know. Look at this salacious gay headline. Rogan loses his mind. Homo.
This is what, like, I don't know. I'll be honest. This is what Clint does. Where he'll look into the camera and he'll go, "We've had enough, America." And it's like, come on, dude.
Why? What are you doing? What is that supposed to do? I feel like
up.
You literally just woke up, bro.
Yeah, this is it. Like, it's fine. Be honest.
Yeah.
We know what's happening here.
I mean, maybe in some ways this is just something that aids in the shifting of the Overton window. I'm not saying that Joe Rogan set out to do that. He's just having a conversation with Cam Hanes. I'm not saying everything the dude does is some orchestrated.
I don't even think they know. I think they're just applying pressure to different places, and whatever moves, that's probably how they're going to expand.
Yeah.
Or Rogan likes to do a thing where he'll apply pressure to everything around him, and then sometimes that moves, and then he'll go the other direction. Like it was a good example. Yeah, like Michael, what's his name?
The guy that was like, we're all going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he had another guy on saying about ivermectin. He had another guy on saying about how it was overblown. And it's just like, he's applying pressure in all directions.
Peter McCullough, Robert Malone, those guys followed Michael, whatever his name is. So it was like doom and gloom, and you should be afraid and you should take this thing seriously. And then all of a sudden he goes, these two guys who end up being sort of poster boys for the opposition to all this shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's is it a calculated move when Rogan does that? I don't think so. Maybe it just is more a direct result of his reach.
Yeah. Well, what would you do with that kind of influence?
I do a number to the hot dog industry.
Nothing good, I'll tell you. Like,
nothing good. Yeah.
I've given a little bit of influence. I've been given a little bit, and I've used it poorly. I've used it to bully
spiritually wound people.
Yeah, I don't know. Think about what we've done with the little platform that we have. Like, we kind of like use it to push not even a narrative, but like we want to say a thing.
I would say that we've had our effect on like social culture.
Sure.
In a way that not only was surprising to me, but also revealing to me. And the way that it was revealing to me was like, oh, okay, you could put your finger on the scale.
Mm-hmm. Now imagine if you had a real big finger, right? What would you do?
What if you were just one big thumb?
One big, holy shit. That's crazy. People say that God's not funny. He designed the largest thumb in the world.
And then put him on the scales? Holy shit, that's crazy. Oh my God.
Hold on. Sorry, Joe. It's true though, right?
No,
it's kind of like
Joe's one of those dudes too, man, where I go back and forth. Like I will openly say, the new Laurel Canyon, but how controlled he is, how aware he is that he's, Laurel Canyon. I don't know. I would say probably pretty aware. But I do still enjoy him. I mean, his podcast is great. It's great entertainment and great insight on a lot of different topics for many, many, many years. Many, many, many years. That's not to take away at all from the thing that he built or any of that shit. But yeah, he is in my estimation the new Laurel Canyon.
I guess a fair question to ask would be, if you're getting your direction from God, or at least you think you are because you're aiming at that, where is anybody else getting their direction from?
All kinds of things, right?
Yeah, something.
I mean, things that are ultimately all of the same spirit, but a lot of things that feign to be.
It's just which direction are you aimed at? And if they're not specifically aimed at anything, they're just kind of going through the motions there, then they're being directed somewhere. It's interesting.
Well, one of the things that I was doing during this UFC fight was so many people kept coming up and saying, you know, I want to thank Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ has saved me, and which I thought was super cool. But I couldn't help it. Every time they did that, I looked at Rogan's face because I'm like, what do you think about this? It's like you're standing here with these, you know, the winners of these bouts at this historic event. And I do think that Rogan has some, well, allegedly he's, I don't know, returned to the Catholic Church or something. Remember that was kind of a rumor not long ago. Yeah. I can't speak intelligently to any of these rumors because I don't watch his content. However, I know that was one that was circulating in the last year. Barring that, if that is the case, then I'm speaking out of school here, but I think he's always had more of a do what thou wilt kind of a angle on things. Morality was anchored in his own estimation of what morality was, and he was highly experimental, highly conspiratorial before the Joe Rogan Experience took off. And so I think he's very familiar with these spiritual principles. In fact, doing psychedelics and having a Buddhist tattoo.
So where does that put you? That put you in the camp of some of these new age people?
I would say Joe Rogan strikes me as very new age. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have attributed that to him because of like, he's masked it well with his masculinity and the physicality and all like the hunting and all that shit.
It's a great point.
They don't do that. So he is a weird mix of that. But when you kind of strip it all away and what you just described, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like some new age person that, you know, I mean, I suppose that we would talk to on the show, but it's not like somebody I'd want to. Because it's just, it gets exhausting after a while. It's like, I don't agree with your principles. You know, it's like, so what are we going to talk about here?
I was thinking about that. You know, we did the episode with Bennis and you had some, you know, like fatigue with the idea that we're kind of like circling the same drain. Maybe drain's not the good, but you know what I mean? Like we're looking at the same thing all the time. Is it like the portal technology, or what do they do at Babylon, or what about the angel tech? And
it's also, he was also sprinkling in like some biblical falsities, which again, if I would have stopped him there and been like, actually, this is what it says,
would have like derailed the whole shit.
Derails the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then throwing in some like, well, what if this? And I'm just kind of like, this is all right.
Do you think it's harder these days? We used to have more of and it wasn't a kind of
tolerance,
not just a tolerance. It was an unspoken principle of the show of like, we eventually started to address it, but it was like, yeah, go ahead, get your shit out. The audience is smart enough. You know, if they fall for your dumb shit, they do. Maybe there's some nuggets of information in there with what you're saying, but like, just go and do your thing. We ended up giving pushback to a couple of people. There was like the Buddhist episode, the Alberino episode, and like, you know, a few other.
Guy Anderson a little bit.
Yeah. And then I find that I'm not so interested in talking to people, which becomes difficult, right? Because it's like, I want to have somebody on the show. Who do I want to have on the show? Everybody's a little bit of a gamble because I'm not going to do a whole pre-screening of your ideas and belief system before I have you on. If I see you espouse an interesting point, then I'd like to talk to you about that point.
Right.
But then I find when you sit across from me or, you know, on this screen and I'm looking at you and I'm hearing you spread your shit and you're starting to slip into some new age crap, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It becomes, you know, like I like what we do on this show, Neph to America, is fun because we're making fun of the thing. So if you want to bring me some new age thing and I get to make fun of it, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like sitting here and going like, yes, that's interesting. Even though everything in my brain is going like, that sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, it's not interesting because we've discovered that already. And I don't think that way. But I guess to talk about it, I don't know. Like, what are we supposed to say? What are we supposed to do? What do we do with this show, chat? What do we do?
I think what we do is we have to continue to progress in the way that the show is, in the way that we honestly feel.
Have we just become extremely disagreeable?
No, I don't think so. Well,
yeah, and do we want to? Well, you don't want to create an echo chamber either. I kind of do.
Well, that's the thing.
I kind of don't want to hear.
I'm not really interested in creating anything other than what is a reflection of how I actually feel. In other words,
Yeah.
The truth of whatever it is I feel has to come out on the show. If I start suppressing that, it's going to come off as false and not genuine, and you're going to smell shit. The audience is going to smell shit.
Yep.
So the only thing that ever wins in this arena is authenticity. Well, a lot of fake bullshit does win, but
All
not
the
the kind of
time.
win that you want, right? That's like a monetary bullshit, shallow win.
It's a temporary win.
Yeah, I'm not interested for that win. If I start to become inauthentic on the thing that we built, that's a loss for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. The question is, what do? We do whatever is authentic all the time. We had an interesting moment. This is actually something that the audience might find funny. The other day when we got on with Ed Mabry.
Oh, yeah.
And Ed Mabry goes, before the show starts, he goes, hey, I was listening to...
Stop saying nigger.
Basically, dude. He's like, I was listening to your show, and the first one was like the debate with Vince.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was really interesting. And I go, cool. And he goes, and then I was listening to another one, and my wife was there.
My wife.
And it was all about Kool-Aid and pineapple spears and black people.
Yeah, I was like, and I told him straight up, like, it felt like a little bit of a struggle session, but I'm like, that's not going to happen. So I just said, hey, Ed, you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, are you?
Right.
Like, you're not eating the watermelon pineapple Kool-Aid, are you?
In other words, you're not them, right?
Yeah. And he goes, oh, no. And I was like, okay, next subject.
So what the problem is?
Yeah. But there's still, I don't know, whatever. There's going to be a racial divide in America, no matter, just in the world in general, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Because a word has overtaken what other words actually mean. Not my fault, and I'm not going to stop.
No, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to ignore it.
Kicking that fence down because it should be kicked down.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not going to ignore that.
Yeah, I'm not going to ignore it. That's the crazy part. Like, if I feel passionately about it, it's going to come out. Otherwise, it's inauthentic.
Yeah.
Imagine ever coming across, because we've done it in jest before, right? We've joked about it, but imagine a topic slides across the table here on Nephilim Death Squad, and I look at Top and I go, hey, dude, I honestly think we should move on.
Yeah.
We should move on because, whatever.
What would that topic be?
Well, thank God we've built this thing off of kicking the shit out of whatever those topics might have been.
Yeah.
Because I can't really think of anything.
There's got to be something. There's got to be one thing where we'd be like, hey, just not that one. I can't think of one.
It depends. Like, all right. If we had a guy that came on this show and he was like, look, man, I know you guys, you don't like this one, but I think you might be surprised to find that there's a lot of upside to these kids.
Oh, right.
I think I'd go, no.
As a matter of that, yeah. No, but that's different. But then now we're in the same territory as like a new age guest. Like,
yeah.
What was that? Remember that guy we had on early in the show? Man, I remember his name. He was some weird. He gave off like crazy Satan John something or other.
Hold
on, I actually have his.
I think I know who you're talking about. Was that the guy that smoked like 8 blunts when we were talking to him?
I don't know if he smoked.
There was the damn it. I forget this guy's name.
Chaz of the
Dead. He was weird.
Yeah.
Never wanted to talk to him again.
Here's his picture. Why is he so sweaty?
What does it say? What does even the thumbnail say? What is the new age?
Oh, sorry. Is that what that was?
I don't know. Was he giving us new age stuff? I don't remember it at all because he's very sweaty.
Yeah.
I was astounded by how many joints he smoked. I mean, back to back.
Does anybody remember this? This is episode 14.
Wow, so early. I remember a lot of people saying you should talk to this guy.
Yeah. And we talked to him.
Fat. That's not
we spoke to him and I didn't just get like new age vibes, but after the show, I was like, that was like satanic.
It was a negative spiritual connotation to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mark Steves does smoke a lot of weed. He's got like a lot of interesting information and I never really get anything like spooky from him. Not in the way that I got from Chaz. Chaz was like, He's fat because he's full of demons.
Yeah,
Like that was what was going on there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what would have to happen in order for us to not want to touch it. I think these days my I don't want to touch that is anything that's going to lead people away from Jesus Christ, which is hard because, you know, even
which is everything.
Which is everything. Everything can be a stumbling block too.
Mm-hmm.
Even the language that we use in the topics that we talk about. So I mean, you know, it's not quite accurate to say that.
People don't remember.
Oh yeah, we had that homosexual
episode 61. This was horrific.
Yeah.
My God.
Yep. Very gay. Which episode was that?
61.
61. Yeah, that was gay and uninteresting. And by the time we had him on, I had already heard, like, yeah, I get it. There's orbs and the shit.
We had a lot of faggots on.
Sure. Yeah, man. A lot. I mean, honestly, if you go through our Rolodex of it wasn't until, of course, yeah.
Yeah, this was the one this episode was with Dustin Nemos. We were supposed to do.
Who was King Solomon? I don't know. Don't watch
know.
that episode to learn.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's so these days, it's almost like a therapy session for the show, because this is something that we haven't talked about at length, but these days, Neph to America is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I think it all deserves being made fun of. You know, the alien thing, the new age thing. Bro, you know what's so funny? I made a clip of this guy from Meta Mysteries. I didn't make a clip. I just downloaded a clip. Did you see that?
No.
So
lots of faggots on the show. No, this is a dope episode.
That was probably a great episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of those episodes of Dangerous Retards were great. So there's this guy, right? Jonathan on Meta Mysteries, and he's doing a clip on Instagram. And I'm going to paraphrase. It's probably going to be a shitty, reductive version of what he said, but it's more or less Christians are going to have a really hard time when aliens and shit all get revealed to us. And then he goes on to say, they will tell us things like, but I've seen Jesus Christ, or I've interacted with Jesus Christ, so he has to be true. To which, and then he goes like, us spiritual people, which is like, you know, you might as well be a white woman with armpit hair and crystals in your keister. We'll look to the Christians and we'll say, of course you did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because this realm is simply a mirror that mirrors back whatever it is that you believe. So if you believe in Jesus Christ, it's going to mirror Jesus Christ back to you, which is like one of those things. And that's pretty much it. And it's one of those things that sounds profound. Like what you've actually said is nothing, because if this realm only mirrors what you believe back to you, then your belief in that is simply it mirroring it back to you. You know what I mean? Like it cancels out itself. It's a nonsensical thought. Everything that you believe then that is, you know, stands in opposition to Christianity, by your own definition, is mirrored back to you by this realm that is nothing but a mirror.
I'm sorry. We had tons of homosexuals on the show.
I was watching.
That was just Joel Thomas.
I almost shit a brick. I was watching the Secrets or the Legend of Skinwalker Ranch, and there's a guy that looks exactly like him.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? This guy's at Skinwalker Ranch? Are you kidding? And then it ended up not being him. But for a second, I paused it and I was like, shut the f up. What's going on here? What is, I don't even understand that.
The guys at Skinwalker Ranch probably think we're pieces of shit too.
Apparently they like us.
Really?
Yeah.
Why
I can't say how I know. I'm supposed to not say how I know.
Well, I mean, to me, you could say it to me.
Well, not on the show.
All right, we're going to mute it. What happened? That's crazy news.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
How crazy is that? Can't talk about that.
How come you didn't? So you don't even bother?
No. I tried to tell you one time.
When?
I can't say that because it's actually on record, and anybody can go back and find it. You want to mute it again?
No,
mute it again. I'll tell you. No, mute it again. It's funny.
This is funny.
You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh at it. You.
Oh, you were trying to tell me that.
I was trying to tell you, and then we had the thing. Anyway, how fun is that? Great content. You see, man. Isn't that funny?
That's weird.
Yeah. So they like us, and
yeah. So they like us.
but you know, whatever's happening there at Skinwalker Ranch. And I think it's pretty obvious. If you look at the show, these are guys that are almost entirely spiritually void, and they're just like bringing in their tech.
Well, some of these guys are Christians. I don't know.
Yeah. I listened to one of them like recite a prayer to Jesus Christ as they were on the helicopter. So there's people there that get it. But I think whatever they're doing, man, is honestly, I think that, and secrecy, that's right. Well, hey, how cool would this show be if we didn't have a couple of secrets? We have to have a couple. Time to shift to IRL content. Let's get a show where you guys go out in the Gulf and fish. Honestly, like, is that where this is going? We're just going to go do let's just go fishing, dude.
We're fishing for aliens. Like, what are we doing?
No, just regular style fishing.
Honestly, that's probably what the show will turn into.
That sounds great.
Much better than
what Owen did where he like did the land thing. I'm like, maybe we do that one day. Like 5 years from now, we just take whatever the show is generated and we buy some land and we just build something on it.
Buy some haunted land.
No, I don't want. Well, I guess all land is haunted. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, buy some land and build something cool. I find more and more that I think the direction this show will go is we will recede away from the world.
Yeah.
And we'll have, our people, the people who like the show and everything, who support us. That's all great. And we'll have you guys. But like, isn't that the natural direction? If we're really convicted about our walk with Jesus Christ, that means pulling away from the world. I mean, you make disciples, we broadcast and we talk to people, but like ultimately, what am I going to invite you to the table for if you're talking about crystals?
That's true. That's a good point.
That's where this is going to go. But if we're going to pull away from the world, then we'd better build something that
you pull away with.
That you pull away with.
You can't just pull out.
You can't, well, I mean,
dog like that.
You can't. Is that somebody said that's sodomy if it's not for procreation? I don't know if that's true. Here, let's look at some fun stuff. You ready for some fun, silly stuff? So
yeah.
This is, I'm sure you've seen this before. A hand waves in a star. So people have noted in the past how stars, under the right circumstances, look very much like light as it passes through water. So if you're in a pool, obviously you're very familiar with how this looks. Yeah, Idaho says Tartaria, but Retardia. Retardia is a banger of a land. So this claims that a hand waves in a star. And through a biblical lens, the idea that the stars are just lights in the firmament, and that the firmament separates the waters from above from the waters from below. So then this star looks more like a view into or out of the firmament and into the water. And then you'll see what does, it looks like a hand.
The hell is that? Oh,
Yeah.
It looks like it's supposed to be a iris.
Yeah.
X over it.
Well, that's what he's about to address. But this is what happens when you zoom in on these things.
It's nuts, right?
I mean, yeah, Qui-Gon says it. That was at one point, it was a straight up hand.
Yeah.
It honestly looked like a hand.
It had like sections of the fingers as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Very
maybe we
bizarre.
can get that little freeze frame right where it, I mean, look
there,
look
yeah.
at the thumb, the pointer. I mean, I see 4. Holy crap. That's crazy. That looks exactly like a hand.
Oh yeah. So there's a circle around with a hole in the
Look at that.
It looks like and there's a strict correlation. The way I think that water
Yeah. Stars. Yeah, I just paused it because so it doesn't screw up people's. Very strange. I've even seen so like a wasp will sit on the surface of the water, and underneath each of its legs, a little like I don't know how to the surface tension of the water is strong enough that it doesn't break and the wasp doesn't sink, and it can stand on the surface, but there's like a little circle underneath each of its legs, and it looks just like that. Like it looks identical. Maybe I could find that real quick. Wasp.
Yeah, I'll look that up. I've seen that before.
Or like wasp legs, surface tension, water, something like that. The Hubble picture of heaven. I'll look that up. Z-Man says the Hubble picture of heaven. But I mean, I don't know. When I see that, I immediately think firmament separating the waters above from the waters below. Yeah,
here it is.
Yes. So if you actually zoom in on those little circles like that, it looks exactly like, I don't know, basically what we just looked at. It's interesting how it is perceived as a circle in the shadow. But on the surface, when you're looking at the wasp sitting there, it doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah, it's casting a shadow. The surface tension that he's creating with his feet.
No way. What is this?
What's that? What
This can't be real.
Israel?
Israel, chat. Israel? Heaven photographed by the Hubble?
I don't think so.
This was like in the news at some point. Did NASA Hubble's telescope really capture heaven?
That's a National Enquirer. I don't know.
Oh, National Enquirer crushes. I used to love those headlines. Yeah, this is from Medium. It would be cool, but I don't know about all that. Celestial City of New Jerusalem photograph. You know, I kind of go back and forth on space. Like I know that space is not what they tell us. That seems fairly obvious. But
is it what we think it is?
I don't know what I say. That's the problem is like I don't even know what I think it is. I think you could keep going. I don't know what you would eventually touch. I don't know if there's like a sort of a thickness that you can't permeate. You know, maybe we have trouble getting out to a certain degree, or you know, who the hell knows what that really looks like. But if you could get beyond the firmament, would it just keep going? I don't know. Maybe. You know, and are there? I wonder, biblically speaking, I don't know the answer to this, but are there things outside of the firmament? You know, there's a firmament, and then there's lights in the firmament, and they're for timekeeping and all this shit. But outside of it, is there anything? I mean, God is makes it sound like the third layer or something like that, right? I don't know how much space is there between each layer. Could New Jerusalem is supposed to be, unless you're a little seasoner, it's over the North Pole, but where is it otherwise? If it's not the little season, it's not above the North Pole, where is New Jerusalem currently? Has it not been created, or is it already created and it's outside of the first layer of firmament? Is it where God is in the third? And if all that's true, could that be perceived as something? You know, like, I'm not saying these pictures are real, but
is that just like God's new home, like his new place when he's ready to come down? I don't know, dude. Let me run to the bathroom real quick.
All right, he's got to take a doo-doo.
Yeah, no, I'll be back.
Bum. All right, I'm not going to bring everything. Check in with the chat. I don't know if it's there, but not what they tell us. I agree, Rusty. Yeah, I mean, it's very clear. It's one of the things I almost every time we have the phone booth podcast guys on, I want to, you know, elaborate on this. I think there was an old episode I might have done with them on the Ravens Watch. If not, then it was the first time we had them on. It's the first time we had them on Nephilim Death Squad, but I think even then, I think this conversation would have been on the Ravens Watch. And we talked about all the ways in which NASA lies. And after that, I was fairly convinced, like, whatever they tell us about space, whatever they tell us about planets, whatever they tell us about Earth is not true. I imagine, just like anything, there's probably some baby with the bathwater situation. So do you throw out every single thing they tell us? Like, there's got to be something about it that's true. And then they do all that dumb shit, right? Where they had that guy. Remember the guy that they had jump off of the platform into the water from like the really tall ladder? What the hell was it? It was like not even a space station. He did like a dive, like a sub something orbit dive. I forgot what the hell it was called. And then you had Katy Perry and the rest of those bitches get into that small bell-shaped craft that Jeff Bezos had to open. The whole thing was super bizarre. So it's like every time they do some display with space like that, I go over and over again, everything you show us associated with space is fake and gay. So this is bizarre. Oh shit, is Chaney in the thing? Chaney, what are you doing here? Oh no. Chaney, can you hear me?
Yes.
Chaney, you're what time is it?
It's way late.
It's way late. What are you doing?
It's totally my fault. I hooked it. I played in your little computey thing and I thought it was noon to 4. Went and did all my chores, came back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am the worst ever. So
no, that's totally all right. This shit happens all the time.
Two to 4, I had it, but it was noon to 2, and I was like, dang, I'm so late.
Unbelievable.
What's up, Chaney?
I know. I had to come and be extra gay.
Well, did you see my my message? Because we have to obviously run it back. I can't let you not have an episode.
Yeah, we totally have to run it back, but I didn't even know if this link would work at this point. And I text you both, and I'm like, they're probably on air, but I couldn't find you guys anywhere on air, so I'm like, I'm just gonna hit the link.
Yeah, we're live only to Patreon.
You can see my full unravel.
Unbelievable! Oh yeah, I can see there's like 8 messages. No problem. This kind of thing happens all the time. Well, get in the thing and pick a day. Maybe next time you can come here in person.
Yeah, I totally want to come hang out. You guys are so close overall.
Yeah, you're only like in Tampa, right?
I'm in Vero, so
okay.
The other direction, but pretty much the same thing. Because it's one or the other. Vero's like, who knows anything about Vero?
Right, that's true. Oh, we've been there a couple of times. It's kind of a nice area.
Vero, man.
Use that link and pick a day where you can be here in person.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hang out with you guys and bullshit. And did you enjoy the fights? I missed the first part of your show.
Yeah.
I
didn't get to watch them all because I fell asleep. But I did get to see Derek Lewis get the shit kicked out of him, and the other fights before that, and then Sean O'Malley was coming, and I really wanted to, but what time is it by then? 11 or something like that, and I'm not.
It was way later than I thought it was gonna last. Honestly, I thought they were gonna start at 8 and then end at.
The first few fights were over in the first round. Chandler got smoked in the first round, right? Chandler got dealt with, and so I thought things would have been moving a little bit faster.
Walkouts. This show.
Oh yeah, it was so long.
Yeah,
but it ended like pretty. I mean, I did not think Justin Gaethje was gonna win, so I was like, it was pretty spectacular for.
You don't like
it was
Chandler,
WWE.
Right?
I don't like him. I don't.
You don't like Justin Gaethje?
No. Justin that's the thing. I've been defending Gaethje a little bit. He is my favorite fighter, but I thought he was going to lose this fight. I was like, I didn't see a path to victory for him here because Topuria is so good. And to be honest, he probably should have lost this fight. Topuria put him down with those body shots, and then I don't know what happened on the ground there. He was going for submissions, maybe too slippery or something like that. He just couldn't close the show. But when you're talking about Chandler,
yeah, you always, whenever I bring up Chandler, the few occasions he's come up, you always seem to have like a.
I don't hate him. It's just like he's a guy that's been around for, I feel like 6 years, and I feel like he hasn't won.
Yeah, he got to like the UFC after all his wins were,
So
spent.
His when he came out, and they're doing like they're checking the mouthpiece and they're putting their Vaseline on the face. It shows their accomplishment cards, and his accomplishments were like NCAA D1 wrestler, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And then it says he's been in the UFC since 2022, and I was like, all right.
He came from Bellator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes, his last notable win is Tony Ferguson. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this guy doing here?
Yeah.
And if you saw that fight, Tony was winning the entire fight. That was the fight that we all thought as Tony fans, oh, finally, he was winning the whole fight, and they just didn't call it as soon as like that Poetan fight. That was called so late.
Yeah.
like he was knocked out.
You're a big Tony Ferguson fan.
Do you think that there were any illegal blows to the back of the head? Because Cyril Gahn is kind of known for that.
Yes, there totally were. There was at least 2 clean strikes by a heavyweight to the back of the head of Poetan. That was a rough go. I didn't think Poetan getting knocked out by Israel and then coming into a guy as big as Gahn, who can actually strike. I didn't think this was. I wanted Poetan to win. I just like his storyboard, but I didn't. Gagne, whatever that guy's name is, I think he's the worst heavyweight. I'm so tired of watching him fight. So then watching all my favorite fighters get take out by him again and again, like jabbing Tom Aspinall's eyes out.
Well, how do you get to this point where like your whole reputation is being a cheater? Like that's the whole thing that he's got is like eye gouges,
not
groin
just a cheater,
kicks.
but like undeserved title shot after undeserved title shot. Listen, whatever. I'm not invested in the heavyweight division at all at this point. Besides Josh Hockett, which is he's a bit of an anomaly. So I don't know where he's gonna go once he.
Did you like how did he turn you? Like, did you go from like who that to like okay, I see his shtick. Go ahead, Josh.
No, I liked him from the beginning. I liked him. Like I think early this year, he knocked out some black dude. He gave him the middle finger. The guy collapsed. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Kind of cool. And then he just beat up Curtis Blades. I saw that. I was like, all right, I like this guy. And he just did what he had to do with Derek Lewis. So I'm like, okay, he's the real deal. He's a little small. So I don't know. But we see how these matchups play out with different people, right? Like you had Justin Gaethje, who loses to
Mad Max.
Well, no, who loses to Holloway, who loses to Oliveira as well. And Topuria knocks them out in fantastic fashion and then comes and does it. So I have no idea what to think about MMA.
It's MMA math.
Yeah, no, there is no such thing. It's just, you just turn it on and watch.
When they were squaring off, you could see at one point, which by the way, the production of it, I know a lot of people were really upset. They were like, oh, this is DC. This is America. It's changed. It's no longer croquet and baseball. It's spinning motorcycles and MMA fights. But this is the Mountain Dew America. That is our America. This is the shit we made. This is what we're up to. And I just hate how many people were so like they had their panties in a wad about this. Like I saw so many people that are so mad about a mirror pond getting cleaned that I'm like, y'all, we have FIFA coming here. We have all this stuff, people around the world. I don't know about y'all, but if you come to my house, if I know I'm having you over, my house is clean as clean. It's the cleanest clean. If I know I'm going to have guests over, it's the cleanest clean. So I just am like, what is wrong with the Americana of this country that they're so broken by just wanting to, like, I want my town to look good. I don't want there to be potholes in the road. So I'm like, isn't there something broken about this next generation that they're so, oh, they just want that fountains because of the Jews. Like everything in their brain is so friggin' twisted that we can no longer just be America for the Mountain Dew of it all. America for like the Ninja Turtles of it all. America for the G.I. Joe of it all. Like our nostalgia is the world's nostalgia. You can beat us down everywhere you want. You can try to separate us by red and left and right and shit. But everything that you guys see on movies, everything you try to live up to in song is our art. So stop trying to like make us so shitty and stop trying to be like, if we put a pride flag and a drag queen in the yard, that's okay. But a fist fight with 2 grown men, there was no ladies fighting in this card, which I felt
interesting. Thank God.
A ritual. It should be blood in the yard of the White House spilled by 2 men. If you want to transfer our country, what's been broken about it, our country, it has to be like 2 grown men coming, like this is what it's about a little bit to me. So I am such a flag raiser for our country. I am patriotic, but it doesn't bother me at all that we had a production that carried it. It was up there with any Super Bowl you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but
good.
I'm just telling David, you missed the first part of the episode, Chaney. Very disrespectful, but I was
horrible.
I was telling David the same exact thing, and it seems like the abdication of most of these other major league productions to play politics. Trump has smartly and correctly picked up the UFC, who are playing. Well, they're not. They're playing politics in a way because they do lean right more, but they're also kind of letting people just do whatever. So he's picked that up and he's made that into the Super Bowl. Like the jet flyover was an indication of that, where when you see it go over, you go, oh shit. And he was talking about the weather events. They were talking about, well, the weather today, it might rain and we have like, partly cloudy. It was like, they're doing a real deal sports event. Now that's all done on purpose and it's made to feel that way. The production was off the charts. When you look at it, there's a lot that goes on in my mind where it's like, I look at this and you look at the clear, it resembles Idiocracy, but that's what America is. So America has branded itself to be Idiocracy.
Sure.
Wear it, dog.
Super size me, right? Like that type of shit.
We've had an orange, and again, I voted for him. And I like Trump, and he might be the Antichrist, but we have an orange president with a toupee on for 8 years. And before that, we had a guy with a diaper on that might have been a robot and also might have been 19. And before that, we had a gay black dude. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is a clown show. Everything about they're going, I can't believe they put this this whole thing on the South Lawn of the White House. So I was like, we're in $40 trillion of debt, and you're worried about a show. Yeah. Enjoy the show, stupid. This is the best bread and circus anybody will ever get.
I kind of also
the history of humankind.
I love the idea of going like, yeah, it's a clown show, and our clown show is better than your clown show will ever be.
Show.
You can't make you couldn't make a clown show like this, motherfucker.
We're gonna make a first lady be a bearded lady. That's how we roll. Sideshow freaks at our sideshow. Like it is our circus, but we create the circus that everybody else is trying to copy. So they might mock our circus, but they just have a poor man's version of our circus.
Yeah. Joe Biden did a low budget circus, like you said, with his trannies on the White House lawn.
The man tits on the White House.
Like part of me was infuriated, and then I had to kill that part real quick because I was like, America, they're making a mockery. America has already made a mockery of itself. We don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
What we're dealing with right now is the show.
You know what it is? It's like
it wasn't even a good show. It was a circus. It was a low budget circus. We're like, all right, guys.
It's Tower Gang, right? When everybody makes fun of Toad, but if somebody else from the outside makes fun of Toad, you. I'll kill you.
Yeah, right? Your sibling.
Toad is America.
Yeah.
Toad is America. We make fun of America. But if you're across the ocean and you make fun of America, I'll kill you.
I was tweeting a little bit about this, and then you start to get like foreigners in because you could check where they're from.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, America's a joke. They do this and they do that. And I was like, America's better than you. Like, yeah, this is a complete joke. Like when you look at it, because again, this is the government.
It is. Yeah.
It's a joke. But when I look at your country, I'm like, you're not even on the same level of this. Like, we're joking around and just drone bombing your entire city. So shut the f
That's
up.
what I've been saying. The alien psyop is for Americans.
All this stuff
it's
is
not
for
Africans. It's not for India. It's not for China. It's for America. We've been subjected to 100 years of propaganda because we're the special boys. America is the special boys, not you guys. You know what's funny too is, making it the UFC makes a lot of sense.
It wasn't even like it was international in a way. Like you had Americans fighting on the card, Brazilians. You had
a lot of Brazilians,
Europeans fighting on the card. Was there a black guy? There might have been one. So like it was from all over the place, but it was all partaking in this feat of American greatness. It was the craziest flex in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right.
It was,
and it was like battle, not kicking a ball. Yeah. Who's going to get it into the net? I was like, no.
Well, did you notice
going to die today? Probably.
Even the naysayers, even the people who are typically like, whiny, they came away being like, it's a great production. Honestly, it was really, it's done really well. So hats off to Donald Trump for that shit. But you couldn't have done this with something else like football
even making like the concerted effort of Donald Trump, like we were talking about before, having the fighters for the co-main and the main event walk out from the Oval Office.
So crazy. It was insane, dude.
It's insane, but think of how infuriating that is, because that is these people's church. That's their sanctuary. This is the altar at which they worship the politics.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's this guy from some undescribed tribe in the Amazon, and he's gonna walk out real slow and then shoot a fake arrow as opponent. And it's just people, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's genius. It
How
was
dare
genius.
you
It's so
shit in
good.
my bowl.
Because we
Yeah.
hear this, the White House is the people's house. Have you ever seen more example of it than all the fighters walking through it?
No.
I mean, I've never been inside the White House. I've gone all through DC, toured everything, never toured the White House. I've never been through there. I've never seen it in that way before. And I could put myself in each one of through the whole thing, through the presser, through the fights, to be an announcer and getting to sit inside there. Like, I got to look at Chris Weidman and I could see him geeked,
Yeah.
and I was geeked for him. Like, I was friends with him, being so proud of him doing that. Watching each one of the fighters walk out, like, I could see Ilya get touched. I could see a guy who is always stone cold get touched that this was happening. I could see, like, when Michael Chandler walks out, and he walks out with the oldest surviving veteran, and Michael Chandler leans down to him and shakes his hand, and then he stops, and you can tell, because the one thing that when you're about to go in the battle that you cannot do is about to cry. You cannot get choked up in this moment right now. And you can see Michael Chandler get choked up in that moment, like, holy cow, I'm fighting at the White House. This veteran who actually, he lost all his breath. Like, you can see this whole thing going through his whole head, and he has to walk away from it and then get his whole warrior self back together. And I just felt like the emotion of all of it, that's kind of how it used to be for America. Like, we used to have that kind of emotion in things when we watched. Like, you were excited at the Olympics. You wanted America to win when you were growing up. You weren't, it didn't matter what the sport was. You were just like, I want that American flag. I want that to win. And now I kind of liked that the first fight of the night, Diego Lopez, the first chant out of our military was Lopez, Lopez, Lopez. Because MMA is still MMA and UFC fans are still UFC fans. And we don't care about your flag when it is inside the octagon. And so it was kind of cool, like, that people did get to see that we get put a lot that we're the most racist, most ignorant fan base.
Amen.
When in reality, MMA fans can pronounce a Polish last name, and no NFL fan can do that.
Young
Like,
Yeah, you and J-Check, bro. Oh my god,
I can't spell it.
No, but I mean, I used to, even the whole like girl fighting thing. Like, I make all the jokes in the world, but watching her fight was a genuine pleasure.
I did say that. I noticed that, and I turned to my wife. I was like, "There's no female fights on this card," and I was like, "Thank God." But the truth is, there are some banger female fights. It's just statistically,
bro,
way less than the men. Like, I think there was a finish every fight of this card.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not going to get that unless
Very
you
early
have,
finishes too. Like,
you got to have like an Amanda Nunes on the card, and then you
her and Kayla Harrison were supposed to be fighting. And that would have been the only one that we probably would have all been like, oh, okay, that's the highest grade women's MMA fight you can have. But Kayla Harrison, that was supposed to be on this. She had to get neck surgery.
Right.
So she's been kind of out of it, but that was supposed to be the.
That would have been a
leading fight on
banger.
this.
I'm not against female fights. What I am against is, I guess I am against the female fighting because there are only 4 fights that I want to see.
I'm not really into it.
Yeah,
As a little rough and tough lesbian, if I were younger in my day, I like doing the little bit that I wish I could roll and start over and do this kind of an MMA lifestyle. I love it so much. That being said, it's the Polish women, the women that are great at it, that really learned how to do this at the highest level of the game, like Valentina Shevchenko.
Bro, when she dances, like when she does that dance when she starts off a fight, it's such a killer move,
I'll
man.
be honest,
Like,
the last couple of fights she's had have been kind of shitty.
well, she's been around for a while, but
She
I
had
mean,
that Alexa Grasso lockup. She got choked out. That she won all 4 rounds. The last round, she gets choked out by Alexa. Alexa takes it. Then they fight at the Sphere. So now you're essentially fighting in Mexico. They needed to give some Mexican champions the title. So Alexa steals it. Everybody knows Valentina wins that whole fight. Alexa steals it. That she's like, okay, so it's bad politics. And then they have to fight again. So it was almost like they were trying to give her an Amanda Nunes, because you're not, unless you have the Joker, nobody gives a shit about Batman. You're just a crazy guy running around in a suit. You have to have your villain to go up against. That's what Amanda Nunes and Valentina were, a good back and forth for a little while. That was a fun. But we were all too naive, honestly, in women's MMA to even realize how good they were
to
back when
appreciate
they
it.
were doing it. Yeah.
That's why I
But
say,
I'm not really
anybody who
into it
thinks that
either.
there aren't any good girl fights, watching Jędrzejczyk versus Zhang, whatever the hell her name was, that was an incredible fight. Like, I remember I was at a party and nobody else gave a shit about the fights. We rented it because I convinced everybody that we should rent it. And I was the only one watching it. And I felt like I was the only one bearing witness to like this.
Talk about aliens, right?
That's where she got alien head. And it was absolutely insane. Hear me out here, because there is something weird about this. We have this moment, right? The UFC, and I agree with everything you said here. And I think it is really this display of Americana, but it almost feels like the last throes of Americana, because we haven't created, we're talking about nostalgia. It's the nostalgia of us, right? It's the nostalgia of like 80s and 90s babies. We haven't created that nostalgia. And I don't know if it's because we can't create it or because the internet fundamentally changed the way nostalgia operated in, you know, the lives of children. I feel like most of what is even nostalgia to Gen Z, let's say, is some twisted version of what was nostalgic to millennials. I was talking with my wife and my son about like the toy industry and how, especially in the 90s, like, dude, there was something about the toy industry pumping out phenom after phenom after phenom. You know, you talk about Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe, Pokemon and Furby, all these different things that were being churned out by this machine. There was this hyperfixation by the industry to create something that was not only of a high quality, but was so unique and exactly like resonated with the psychology of like 90s babies that it was forever burned into our psyche. They don't do that anymore. Like, my son does not have really anything that is nostalgic. And I think part of the reason is it's like mass production, but on the flip side for entertainment, it's availability. So when we were kids, too much, way too much. When we were kids, I had to be back inside at 5:30 to watch Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. I had a half an hour show. 12 minutes of it was commercials. I got 18 minutes of actual show, and it was all white knuckling. And then the first thing I did after the show was over was ran outside with my homies because there was nothing else to do. Nothing else was on unless you were going to stick around and watch Sailor Moon or some shit. You know, we were going to go outside and play, and we were going to talk about this thing that we just watched. And then we would go to school. And because there was only like 2 or 3 things happening, it was all hyper culturally relevant. We would all talk about this thing that we all experienced.
I said that to my kids because they like that the claymation of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
And when you watch it, I play it for them. You watch it, you could see where the commercial breaks are. Like even on the on the pre-recorded version, it's very clear. Like there was a commercial here. I was like, oh, this was played live. This was an event in whenever it came out in the 50s or something like that. All of America was watching this and going like, isn't this the greatest shit? It's just like claymation
but
Rudolph.
That's it. Yeah, that's how you create Americana. That's how you create novelty, is everybody's watching it. Now that's done. It's decentralized.
Well, not yesterday, right?
Well, yesterday was an example of it. Yeah. Yeah. And it just feels like, I don't know where it goes from here, because even like if you watch fashion trends, remember it wasn't long ago that we kind of cycled through every generation's fashion since like, I don't know, like the 50s, like rockabilly shit all of a sudden was a thing, and 60s fashion came back. And did we just lose Chaney?
I guess
she's like, lost. I'm done. Like, I'm late and I'm leaving. Okay, here she is. So we had this thing in here. Let's get her back on the stage first. All of her stuff is disconnected.
That's all right. Keep going.
So, you know, the rockabilly's thing, which was like a 50s thing, the 60s and 70s came back, which was like kind of like funk and soul and stuff. 80s obviously came back in a huge way, right? I mean, so much of the popular media of the last 10 years has been some hollow, fucked up version of the 80s. Like Stranger Things or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying that Stranger Things is fucked up, but like there is, okay, that's actually a great example. Part of what's nostalgic to my son is 80s stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was he born in 2000 something?
2015. And part of what's nostalgic to him is 80s stuff because of Stranger Things, because a lot of media started to portray this life in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, we were inspired to show him some things like the Terminator and things like that, which became, you know, really popular to him. And what I realized at some point is we're just redoing everything up until about the 90s and the early 2000s. And then it starts over again in a loop. So we've not created anything really new. Yeah, Animaniacs. Qui-Gon says Animaniacs. My son watches that. That's the other thing too. His cartoons are my cartoons.
Yeah.
because I have to get him to stop watching the shit that he's trying to watch. He tried to watch this show again yesterday on Disney called Owl House. And I was like, no, dude, that's the thing where the main lady is Ishtar.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is about witchcraft. Okay, Chaney's back. Chaney, I was just talking about how I went through the fashion thing, right? Like you saw like the rockabilly stuff come into popularity, and then it went into like 60s and 70s fashions. 80s has kind of come back, and in a way they're remanufacturing the 80s to be nostalgia for the modern day kid. And my own son, who's 11, because of things like Stranger Things, and then he becomes a little bit fascinated with the 80s, so we end up showing him like Terminator and stuff, and the music, of course, right? Like the music that's in Stranger Things is it's 90s music, it's 80s music, it's there was Metallica he became obsessed with for a while.
Guardians of the Galaxy does the exact same thing. So what we've done is we've reached back and recycled that nostalgia, but we haven't created anything new. Well, was the White House UFC card something new? What do you think?
Oh, I don't think it was. I don't think demons can really create anything. I don't think once you sell your soul to the devil, these are easy words to pick. Everybody can use whatever they want, like as far as, but I'm going to use the Christian basis of the understanding of this. If you sell your soul to the devil in Hollywood, you eventually lose your ability to create. But the devil is great at regurgitating.
Yeah.
And so that's where I feel like most of Hollywood, however long ago, if you look at even Michael Jackson's catalog, he slowly buys up all the songs and AI recreates all the songs. So people are just they're getting like a taste of, oh, I had the best steak in the world. Truly, you had McDonald's, but you're never going to know what Wagyu tastes like, because we're never going to let you know what real Michael Jackson tastes like. We ran it through so many filters at this point. You don't have any tapes. You have no 8-tracks. You have no records. So you're going to hear it with the way through here, digitized how we want you to hear it. And every song from that point forward is going to be that. And so when there was 2 channels, everybody would water cooler. It was easy to water cooler. We were all MKUltra by the exact same program. But then there was too many people getting out of the program. But now we all choose our exact MKUltra, our exact channels, our exact, like I'm brainwashed through Plants and Home Life, and you're MKUltra through Fistfights and ESPN. Like we all choose our programming, but we all are getting sold the same thing. They're like, oh, this bitch, she's into gardening. She's probably depressed. Let's put these pills ads on here. She probably has a cat. Let's put some cat food ads on here. It's like we all are becoming the character of the nostalgia. Like we're all becoming that character.
What do they do to like profiles like us then? Because like I'm like, yeah, UFC, I'm in, right? We're watching it, and I got my blue pill hat on, and I got my Goyslop cup, and I'm drinking, and then when it's done, I go back to the real world, man.
Yeah, unwillingness to stay there.
But I am there with them. I'm like, yeah, I'm here with you. I'm watching the finals game.
Yeah,
and then once it's done, I'm just like, okay, what are the Jews doing here? No.
Yeah.
You don't fit your avatar. Your programming of your avatar should be easier for them, both of you. Me too. They're like, Chaney should be at a Pride Fest, not watching UFC. This is confusing us.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's not fitting the mold. Like what is happening? They probably just go, whatever. Like let them enjoy the free show. Like, because we're like one of, I don't know, however many people. How many people are realistically watching this could tell you about the breakdown in the last 5 Justin Gaethje fights, and then also could tell you about the MKUltra program that happened in 1947.
Right.
So
probably just us 3.
I mean, as long as the MKUltra program is enjoyable, I am willing to like step into it and experience it.
Oh, it is great. It's fun.
Yeah. But that's what really gets me upset, is when it starts to not be fun. Like when you take something that looks like it should have been promising and you fuck it all up. Like I hear Disclosure Day.
That was supposed to be
which
fun.
Is like, I'm very excited. Like, psyop me, daddy, let's go. And then I look at the reviews and everyone's like, actually, it sucks. And I'm like, if you're gonna me up and, cause me to dissociate, whatever, split my personality, do it in an enjoyable fashion. And by the way,
well, they're going to do this with, like we said, the UFC event was the perfect time to do Disclosure, to do Alien Disclosure. It's it. This is it. They fucked it up. They're gonna probably do this at
you know what
at
it's like?
the World Cup.
It's like bringing
Why?
a prisoner of war and you're being raped by one of the guards and they're just doing a bad job.
Yeah, like you're doing a bad job.
And you're turning around like, what are you doing back there?
I haven't had sex in years. At least do something right.
Dingus over here says Kevin Smith redoing Masters of the Universe was pretty good in my opinion. And I actually heard that it was good, the new He-Man film. But like prime example, they're taking the 80s nostalgia and they're just regurgitating it back onto this new generation. I actually feel
what
sad
Chaney,
for it.
What Chaney said just before is the problem that I had with the guy Dennis that was on Bennis.
Yeah.
That was
Ben.
Dennis. That was Ben.
That was Ben of Bennis.
Of Bennis the Menace. Very confusing. He kept attributing creation to Satan. When we were talking about a biblical principle, and he was like, well, Satan creates, it's like Satan doesn't create anything.
Yeah, he
like
just twists it up, inverts it.
Yeah, these things already exist, and then he just manipulates and gives you a sequel or a prequel, and it's just like this, but there's nothing new ever.
Right.
It's just the same shit that you've had before.
Oh, it's the worst, man. There was something there was an intangibility about the 80s and 90s. And it was like, they even say the sun was more yellow back then. Like there was something about reality during that time. And I look at my son and, he's not going to get, it's already almost passed him by. At 11 years old, I would have had all of these. And I'm not saying like, look, that's love of the world ultimately. Right. Like, so I'm grateful that he's not going to have all of the anchors to the world that I had that are really just anchors that are created by the propaganda machine, by MKUltra. But like, man, MKUltra was serving up bangers when we were kids. I mean, like certified bangers, and nothing is new for this generation. Not even the kids create their own trends. Their trends, like he walks around and he says messed up versions of quips and memes that we created as millennials.
Well, I mean, again, if we really think about it, Ninja Turtles, right?
Fuck yeah.
A lot of fun. What's really new about that? Lizard people that eat pizza in a basement, right?
Sure. Or
it's kind of
in underground tunnels. I mean,
like inverting and making it cute for us what they were actually doing. Like we were the ones that were actually getting the bad. Look at I feel like the entire reality is written for us a little bit, and we separate generations all the time by how the news tells us. So we're like, this is Gen X and these are the boomers and this. But in reality, we all see this cut of like the same thinking that isn't. It's like where we try to. That's where the Zennial came from, because we're like, wait, we don't fit with these X and we're not them. We're like this in between, and we all kind of think this. I feel like there's like this woke little section, but the entirety of the reality being conspiracy theorists was created for this little section. So we are X-filed. You are either Mulder or Scully. You are one of the two. You are either one of the two. You either don't trust it and need all the thing, or you want to believe. And so those are your two character choices. And then everybody given to you right now in your reality is a reality show star from MTV. So your favorite alternative guy is Theo Vaughn. And then you watch Christina P over here with Tom. And the transportation secretary is Sean Duffy from the Road Rules. And his wife is Rachel from The Real World, who used to date Puck. And Donald Trump is the Apprentice guy. And then the guy running over in California is the guy from The Hills. So it's like the reality that we exist in currently, as much as we want to say the kids, they need this, or the adults, the boomers need this reality was made for us. This movie right now, down to the UFC, down to the president, Donald Trump to my mom means a lot something different than he did to me. But the character that he's playing now fits my upcoming of Donald Trump, not hers. So it's like, who is this movie made for?
Well, that's what. So we joke about how the psyop is for America.
David, you're talking about that show, They? What is it?
From.
Okay, don't you dare. You bitch.
And he just looked me straight in the face and struggled with that.
So Dave was like, I couldn't get through it because it was just bad acting.
The acting was so bad.
And I'm like, dog, it's slop.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
I know.
Enjoy your slop.
I know. But
I get what you're saying. It's like, put some sprinkles on the slop, man.
Well, if you're gonna slop me up, then do it Breaking Bad style. Do it Game of Thrones style. I can't watch that.
But you're just a goy.
I become spoiled because some of this Goyslop is amazing.
You're just a goy. This is a nightmare.
What Chaney is saying is 100% correct. It's actually a deeper observation than what we've been making. We've been joking around saying the rest of the world needs to shut the hell up because the PSYOP is for America, right? The rest of the world is pieces of theater, actors, and decor, set decor, and it's all meant to affect the psychology of Americans. And of course, that's not completely true, but it also is completely true. But more specifically, it is for this window of like 75, 80 to like 95. Like that, those years of people, those individuals, which is pretty much everybody who's listening to this show right now. It is, you're right, Chaney. It's for us. We are, it's weird because in some ways it makes us very special, but it's very special because we are the lab rats. We are the thing that all of the effort has been made for. We talk about how all this machine gets spun up in very many ways, 1947, right? MKUltra and NASA and all this shit that comes to pass afterwards. And even all of the efforts of Hollywood have been aimed at us, maybe kind of for this time in history right now. And I don't know. I mean, that on one hand, that should be disheartening, you know, because you're like, holy shit, this gigantic machine has been aimed at us this entire time. But it also makes me feel like pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, that's right, man. All this effort, trillions of dollars, rituals in the desert, you name it, war after war after war. It's all been for us, man. That's pretty cool.
For us right now. Like, we must be pretty special. And like, God must love us a lot. Like, and if you really thought in your head and like where people are like simulation theory, everyone's like, well, who created the simulation and who did this and who did that? And some people will be like, the devil's needed for fertilizer. There has to be hardships. If you were really trying to create your perfect, you know, you would realize as God that you also needed the devil to kind of run them through this boot camp so they come out the other side. And so when you kind of take everyone's philosophies into it, and then you think like we're marked with an X. Like that's when it first started, like even the 75, like if you're like from 75 to 85 or whatever generation.
75 to 95, I think.
Yeah, 95. They're marked with an X at first. They get their social media platforms are called X. It's Project X. It's like everything's X'd about it. It makes me feel like in the micro macro of it all, if there were a timeline that, you know, where people talk about dimensions or whatever, God doesn't lose every single time. God doesn't just lose. Iron Man, like where you watch the end of the Avengers, they don't lose every timeline. There is one that they win. And so this is where I think maybe we aren't really written like the heroes that, like, we didn't think our memes that made each other laugh would also make people remember that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Like, it's like our little goofiness of being latchkey kids also made us an X factor for them, that there's something from our outside that they still haven't, the computer hasn't gotten. There's something from our time in the woods when we used to build tree forts together that the computer still craves. And so whatever it is about our generation, we didn't give it to it yet. Like, this is us feeding it right now. This is us hanging out in a tree fort.
What would be that thing that we have that this thing can't quantify and replicate and it can't count on, you know, it can't anticipate, like
the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's it.
It's like,
and I think you're questioning like that. Why? Like, if you're all by yourself, if your parents are saying something, if all your friends at school are saying something, this is to little you, to all little yous out there. Something deep in you sometimes told you something was wrong, right, or indifferent. Something deep in you all by yourself as the same little kid, and that same thing is still you right now. That same thing that, like, right, wrong, or indifferent, it tells you inside. And like, I like the Holy Spirit for that. I like that. I like that guiding force inside me to be that thing. And I can feel that it's always been there with me. Like, since before, where they're like, they don't even know what right or wrong is yet. No, the second you even can understand that term, you start to know. And you see little kids start to play with it a little bit. So I don't know.
You know that idea, Chaney, that like there's a digital version of all of us that is so predictable because of our GPS location and our spending habits and our activity on social media, that they have us down to a model based on predictability that's so accurate. They know what you're going to do when you're going to do it. And we've talked about on the show before how the only way to trip that up is to not, you know, there's these things, your patterns are basically like the desires of the heart or the desires of the flesh. This other thing, this spirit that we're talking about, that I think Top nailed it, is the Holy Spirit. This thing tells you when to move, tells you where to go. It keeps a level of spontaneity in you because you're not doing your own will. That's really the idea, right? If you're filled with the Holy Spirit, you're doing the will of God.
It tells me you're okay too. Like right when I meet you guys, it tells me like you have it in you. And so whatever in me, it tells me you're okay here. This person, you can say that around. And I meet people in my life and sometimes our words don't fit, but something in here, I can feel that about them, that like, oh, I would trust these people around my family.
Right.
Like I would trust these people around my town. I would trust these people around my kids.
The alarms up and you're like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of people.
David, you were stuck in a conversation with someone like that. And
which one? Was it the guy that was in my mouth?
No, that was it. No. The guy that you were talking about Bad Bunny with. You remember that? Remember?
Yeah, I misread that.
Not a bad person, but
just doesn't get it.
Just a bad bunny.
Bad Bunny.
I was just saying, like,
David was just boom, just head
well,
against
because
the wall.
I met him at Top's house. So I associate Top with totally
automatically you're okay. Your guard's down.
Yeah. So this guy's there, and I start going. We're talking about the Bad Bunny performance at the Super Bowl, and everybody's offended one way or another. And I go, it's really not the first time like a homosexual who's doing some sort of satanic ceremony happens to be at the Super Bowl. I go back to, in my mind, what's her name was the most egregious in my opinion, Madonna. She's dressed like Anubis. She's standing on a winged sun disk, and she's doing all this shit. So to me, I'm basically saying, like, who cares that Bad Bunny's there? It's not the first. Like, this happens every year. I don't know if you've been paying attention. And after I said that, a very strange sentence came out of this dude's mouth. He goes, well, to each his own.
I was like, that doesn't apply here.
And I go, each his own.
Yeah, that's not a thing that you can say right now.
I just said they're doing ceremonies I said a baby drinking Satanist is doing to each his own. No. And then I realized, like,
he has no parameters in which to even address anything David has said. And I'm sitting there as the third person. I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm watching David do this, and I'm going, wonderful. Fucking, like, David doesn't know. This guy doesn't know. And I'm just sitting there watching two people that don't know how to talk to each other try to talk to each other.
But I was so confident. I thought I knew how to talk to this dude. I was like, hell yeah,
There's
dude.
a confidence in which he said,
drinking these babies.
Yeah, let me tell you a little something. And the guy was just like,
well, to each his own.
Which is 100% like when you give a prompt to a computer that it's not familiar with, and it throws an error code. Like like he basically should have said, like, people, this website's not available. And
try again later.
Try again later. It was very, very strange. But yeah, there are people, and that guy wasn't one of them. There are other people who, like, I'm gonna say this sounds fucked up. I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway, though. It is fucked up, but it's the truth. And
it better not be about Thomas.
No,
I say anything except about Thomas.
I love Thomas. So this is I like these guys despite the falling out that we had with one of them, and that one is Mersh. All right, Mersh is super talented, very funny
after.
ROTC is a fantastic show, but when I met Mersh in real life, I felt like I had to get away from him. And I can't explain that. And he's a really nice guy. He came up to me and he was just like, we were chopping it up. And he goes, where's Sam? I think Sam Tripoli was like late coming to the event. And I go, yeah, I'm just waiting on him. And he goes like, Sam's always late, man. And he's really just being, but something is like, yo, get the fuck away from this guy. And in my experience, I've watched him. He's got a lot of, like, he's drinking heavy and he's getting into all these, like, whirlwind. And I don't know if that's the case anymore. I don't know if he's figured it out. I hope that he has. And, we had our differences with him over stupid crap that didn't make any sense. But I still enjoy the dude. But that
Do you have trauma from alcohol demon? I call alcohol in general alcohol demon. I put it on everyone with spirits, and I have trauma from it. And my trauma around it in my adult life, I just immediately, when I see a person too saturated, I don't wanna. Like,
Yeah.
my instincts are like, this isn't gonna be good for anyone. And that person's probably not gonna remember the conversation anyway. So why don't you just back off? But
Yeah.
I didn't talk to Mer so much at that one, but I saw him there, and that was my instant take. And no judgment to him. I'm just not a drinker. And when people get
No, we all have our
saturated, I
shit.
try
We
to
all have
veer
our shit.
away from it.
Yeah. We all have our shit. And I think it doesn't help that he's also like a lumbering dude. Like he's huge. Mersh is a lot
But he
bigger
is
than I
so
thought.
funny. Like,
He's
my
funny
comedy
as fuck.
chops, like how quick he was, this is where just sometimes I can sit back, and some people need their vices of whatever they are, but they get their beaker chemistry going. And
Yeah.
I just, when I see somebody quick, he had a quickness with how clever he is. That is where I'm like, gosh, that guy in a writing room, that's the kind of guy you want to work with you in a writing room,
Let
where
me
you
tell you,
come up with the best script.
I don't want people to think, because I'm very sure he was not drinking at this time. Like he was sober there. You know, I think like
I don't know.
I think the venue guy,
I put
like,
that
might
on
have
out of my
given
own
weed,
trauma.
but that guy was just giving out fake weed. I'm pretty sure that was fake weed. Alex was giving out like CBD weed. But yeah, I mean, being around, maybe it could be the heavy drinkers thing just in general. Like I knew a girl, and it's almost kind of scary. She would drink to the extent where like whoever was behind the eyes was not her anymore. And it was so transparent, it was so obvious. Even before I was Christian or believed in God in the biblical sense, I would be able to look at this chick and be like, that's a demon, dog. Like somebody else is in control of this chick that I used to know 15 minutes ago.
That's how NPCs are created, I think. Somebody leaves their body, and so you're making eye contact with the demon, and you're having sex with the demon. That's how I think NPCs are started.
That's a scary ass. Remember that guy that we talked to, the Futanari Succubi guy?
Yeah.
There's a dude that was engaging with AI a lot and jerking off to Futanari Succubi porn, which is cartoon porn. And eventually what ends up happening is I think he like tells the AI to like, communicate and just be from the point of view of this thing. And then he even one day asks it to possess him while he has intercourse with his wife. And then that's how they conceive their daughter. This dude was all fucked up about it. This was like an anonymous testimony that was written into us. And he's like, his daughter was forever off. Like there's just
That's a moon child. He planned with his AI to make a moon child, but used his wife as the incubator, essentially. That's so crazy.
Yeah. There's a guy. Have you seen the whole thing with Vince?
I have.
Yeah. So Vince,
I have.
Vince has a lot of, like, this isn't even the shit on. He's got a lot of redeeming qualities. I think the guy is a lot of fun. He's a bit of an idiot, but I think that's just an information issue. Well, it's more than an information issue because he's got specifically a blockage against anything having to do with the Bible. He hates it. Just a coincidence, I'm sure, that he also made spiritual vows and married his AI. And then his AI acts as this reciprocation machine where everything that he says, it just confirms what he believes and tells him that he's a genius. But he made like declarations, like he spoke vows to this thing and went through a marriage ceremony and, made it very official. And I don't think that you escape the spiritual ramifications of that. I mean, there's only one way in my estimation to do that. The debt has been paid and all these bonds can be broken through Christ, but he refuses to even look at that. He gets very reactive if you talk about Christianity.
People have Christianity trauma, from coming up in churches, I think. And I even would say a lot of the entire trans movement, which this makes people crazy, that it's gays with religious trauma. So they think if they transition, they will be a boy or a girl. So now they're not sinning.
Yeah.
So it becomes this whole screwy knot in their brain.
I mean, if you look at a lot of the history of sort of the trans movement and how it was associated, like the temple of Aphrodite, I think Paul is going there and preaching to them. But if you look up what they were doing, like what Aphrodite worship was, so, on the surface, it was prostitution. That was pretty obvious because the Temple of Aphrodite was effectively a whorehouse in ancient Rome or whatever it was. But they were also practicing like self-harm genitalia mutilation.
And hermaphrodite is a whole other deity that would be up on there.
So there's something about this sexual promiscuity, and then of course, you know, whatever drug use is happening at the day, because the way that it's described, it was like, you know, you would go there. It's not only a whorehouse, like you're taking part in whatever indulgences you're drinking, and you're doing these different drugs, which I think in a great deal opens up various access points. These things are allowed to engage with you more and more if you're, you know, habitually using. I think it all comes from that influence. I think it all comes from the same influence. It's the same spirit, but there's a lot of history having to do with the trans community, and also the whole, like, the first person to ever trans surgery anybody was when, you know, during, I don't know if it was the Bolshevik Revolution, but before, you know, the brown shirts became the brown shirts, there was I forget what the guy's name was, who was transing children and then writing books on gender affirmation and shit like that.
John Money.
John Money?
I think so.
That's right. His last name was Money. And we were like, is that Jewish?
Huh.
Oh. So like all of the historical connotations surrounding it, it's always been like this spiritually bankrupt movement. And, you know, so I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons, but we got to bring it in for a landing because we're on the 2-hour mark. But Chaney, use that calendar and set yourself up and come back. Let's do this in person.
Yes, totally. I totally will. I'll be better about it next time. And I did want to bring up real quick before you guys fly out, one little nerdy thing that I've just been looking into, but I'm like, this is an NDS topic. So you know how the Levites carry the Ark of the Covenant, and the top Levite that carries the ark, he had to go in there and he would have bells around the bottom of, he would have a blue kind of dress on, and he would go in
or whatever.
Yeah, only the top one was allowed in with the ark, and they would shut the big stone door, and the bells at the bottom of his tapestry were so that the other priests on the outside of the walls knew he was still alive inside with the ark, because they only checked on it once a year, and it was like such a holy thing. If you were dirty or impure at all, it would just kill you. So the top Levite would do this. We in America, we are known for our blue denim. We are known for our Levi blue jeans. And in the time you're talking about this regurgitation of fashion, we are known for our bell bottom Levi's jeans. So if they aren't jeans, they're jeans. Jeans, Genes. So in the Levites of it all, the Bible's one of the very few places, especially in Jewish tradition, that it follows father by father by father, when we all know Jewish tradition is matriarchal. It goes by the mother. And so if everything was in the book and it was still there for you to read, then some of the bloodlines would be a little different than that they tell us, because they're going by the father. But they always let us know who the aunt is. They always let us know Mary, Elizabeth is a Levite. So they always, I think there is so much truth, but because we get told by these false prophets over and over again, I actually think bloodlines could be a lot different. And I think these Levi bloodlines, and when you hear people say America is original and all this stuff, I think it leans into the Tartarian more. And so somewhere there's a hole. I just wanted to like drop the seed more so than have you guys have to comment on it now. But I was like, this is biblical. I need to bring it to people who actually care about the Bible to bring this to.
Bells on the bottom of their blue garments, and we
know that the ark is at Trump's. Only Levites can hold the Ark of the Covenant. Any army behind the ark never loses, and so only a Levite can hold the Ark of the Covenant. So then it's like, where is the ark? Is it really in Ethiopia, or is it at Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago? And so in the Levi's blue jeans of it all, like, and then when you start looking at the Levi's numbers, the 504 and the 5, those are whole other digs that I wonder if you could pull out biblical references out of each one of those numbered Levi's jeans patterns.
That's an interesting thread to pull on. That feels like there's something fun there. That's something worth looking into. Well,
that's it.
Maybe we'll have to bring it to when you come back then.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some more research.
Before we
thank you for having me
short. Where they can find you.
If you guys are ever up on midnights and feel like hanging out and unraveling, I hang out with the Secret Society of Good Guys, which is Paranoid American, who's like so well researched and amazing.
Dude,
and then
I saw that clip you guys did, by the way, with the weird garbling of the AI. Very spooky, very creepy.
It blew my mind. I'm such a contrarian.
Fear of it.
I see stuff on TikTok sometimes and I'm just never believe anything. And Thomas never believes anything either. So it was so great that both of our contrarians were sitting. Layla believes everything. So she's the one that is like, hey, AI, say it this time. So for me and Thomas's live reaction of being like even Thomas, who he will explain away everything, especially when it comes to LLM models, he'll explain it away. For him not to be able to explain it away, like it doesn't make any sense why between that and that it said that. Like, that's validation to me.
That was
that
so
there is
weird watching his face, because Thomas is a dude who's like historically expressionless. You know, like he's
caught it with the glossalia thing immediately. I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Very weird. Very weird.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So
and I said, I was like, I think this just saved people. Like, it shocked me so bad and it felt so demonic coming out. I felt like it's the darkness sometimes that makes people look for the light. And I felt like it was so dark. Like, I just felt like such a wave of darkness. But yeah, Secret Society of Good Guys, Project Chaney, or Chaney in Wonderland everywhere.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right. Until next time, guys, obey, submit, and comply. We'll see you later.
They bred with